To me, an Australian and a representative of this sunny land of ours, the Americans extended the hand of friendship, and my talk to you will naturally be, from my point of view, unbiased by political and economical differences. I will speak of the people as I found them, and the country as I saw it. My first view of America, and the splendid welcome tendered to we Antipodeans, as they love to call us, showed me the thoroughness with which they conduct everything they have undertaken to do. There are no half measures with them, and they show this in their business. America's watchword is progress. While we were in Chicago, they moved an 18-story building 2 blocks from its original site without cracking a pane of glass. If Australia could combine her natural thoroughness with some, and I say advisedly some, of America's go-ahead and progressive spirit, it would be a much better thing for our own wonderful country. We seem to have a little too much of that element of conservatism and caution which is such a drawback to a growing country like ours. The shops over there, or stores as they are called, are marvelous creations. The windows are beautifully dressed, and each store has its beauty parlor, which is one of the most luxurious corners of the establishment. These parlors are a feature in America. One finds them everywhere, and always most beautifully fitted out, as the beauty parlor treatment is a necessary part of each American woman's day. Here the American and Australian girls differ. Whereas the Australian gains her wonderful skin and beautiful complexion from the sports field, the American obtains hers by means of artificial aids to beauty. She is not a sport, and practically the only form of exercise which is at all universal among the girls over there is dancing. On the whole, the American women dress better than the Australians. Not that they are neater or more carefully dressed, but their gowns are more modish and more elaborate than the average Australian would care to burden herself with. Our evening gowns compare very favourably with those of our cousins across the Atlantic, but for street wear our clothes are freer and more sporty. They have an admirable feeling of national pride, and I think it is this which spurs them to entertain visitors so lavishly. I fully realize their hospitality and kindness to me was to a representative of the country which the Americans love, and they tried to show Australia, through us, all that their nation is capable of doing. This national pride, though splendid in many respects and worth cultivating more in our own land, is so strong as to almost blind the people to the merits of any country beside their own. Many were absolutely astounded to learn that Australia was greater in area than the United States. Some of them confided to me that they thought it was possible to travel around our continent in a day. The Americans are charming and wonderful people, and they live in a great country. But throughout the tour, I could not help saying to myself, we Australians have more cause to be proud of our country than they of theirs. We live in a corner of the globe, right away from the rest of the world, and yet look at the progress we have made in the little time that has elapsed since the first settlement. Australia has wonderful possibilities, and our duty as sons and daughters of this great and glorious Commonwealth is to pull together, irrespective of social, political, or religious differences, and work for the benefit of the community instead of for individual gain. It is in our hands to make this, our own Australia, what it should be, the greatest country in the world.